So welcome to the NATRAL Wheel of Transformation, where we spread love, light, and knowledge about health and life. Today our topic is 3 big challenges to kicking the sugar habit. Now with the new year here, everyone's making New Year's resolutions, right? And with those New Year's resolutions usually comes like weight loss, getting your health in order. That's usually on the top of the list for people for the new year. Before I get into the big challenges to kicking the sugar habit, the reason why I wanted to do this video is because the sugar habits affect our health, our cellular health, our DNA. It affects us in so many ways that we don't even think.
According to research done on rats, sugar is more addictive to humans than opioids are. And that's pretty scary when you think about it, because there's sugar in...
Right into it. Three big challenges that we have when kicking the sugar habit, and it's everyone. So the biggest challenge is why you crave it, right? When you eat glucose, it sends signals to your brain, which creates a preference for sugar. So the more you eat it, the more your brain says, yeah, I like sugar, I want more sugar. And so you start to crave it. The more you eat it, the more you want. And there's a signal that goes to your brain when you eat sugar that makes that happen. Now, the second thing is that it creates a polarity. Like you have a polarity, food has polarity, which means that like hot or cold, dark or light, night or day, that's polarity, right? Opposites. And so, and usually within those opposites, there's a happy medium, right? Like, so for foods, that is, you have expansive, blissful foods, right? That are like your alcohol, caffeine, sugar, and dairy. Those all are your blissful foods, right? Like they make you feel good. And so they give you that high, so to speak. And so contractive foods are like your red meats, eggs, salt, and those foods are help ground you and give you focus. But the issue is that when you eat too much of the contractive foods, right, which give you focus, your body starts to crave what's on the other side, the expansive foods, the alcohol, the caffeine, the sugar, the dairy. And when you eat too much of the expansive foods, your body will start to crave on the other side. So if you look at the chart that I put up here, there's a happy medium. And so the idea is to stay within that happy medium, that middle ground, where you eat like more of a balanced diet so that you're not having cravings either way. And I didn't realize this myself, and most people don't realize this. So can you imagine, like, you're on a keto diet and you're eating, and not to say that the keto diet is bad, but like depending on how you decide to do it. If you're eating a keto diet and you decide that, I'm just gonna eat all protein, right? So you're gonna eat all meat, and then eventually your body starts to crave it goes exactly to the other end and says, you know what, I want more of those expansive foods. So the other thing is expansive, along with expansive foods come expansive activities and contractive activities, right? Like, so when you are contractive activities are like running, working out, partying, staying up late, high stress things. When you're high stress, your body is going to go to the expansive side and want to reach for sugar. Expansive activities are like massages, meditation, just chilling, reading a book, just relaxing. That would fill the bliss side also, but usually what we want to do is we just want to reach for the quick fix, and that quick fix is usually sugar on the expansive side, because it will give you that high right away. And that leads me into why those cravings feel so out of control. have you ever had like you just want something sweet, like, and I think we've all had that feeling, right? Especially if like there's a cheesecake in the fridge. Have you been there? I've been there. There's a cheesecake in the fridge. You're just like, I'm just gonna have one more slice, and it just feels so good. Just like, I even thinking about it is making my mouth water. So that goes to tell you. But why? Why does that happen? So products that have sugar don't have lots of fiber and or protein. And what happens is when you are eating pure sugar with no fiber, fats, or protein, your blood sugar shoots up fast, just like to the top of a roller coaster. So it just goes, woo, and you're feeling good, right? Well, when insulin is released, right? The insulin is released, and the insulin's released to lower the blood sugar, right? So it's supposed to bring it down. But what usually happens is that an excess of insulin is released. That's the hormone that's released to help bring down your blood sugar. And it usually you have too much of it released, and now when it goes to bring it down, it's like it shoots way down. So you're really on a roller coaster. Like you just like went way up real fast and way down real fast. And so your sugar craving, your body says it needs to restore balance. So they're like, yeah, like once it dips down, it wants to go back up. So you're reaching at that point for more simple carbs or sugar, and or if it's alcohol, you're reaching for alcohol. Insulin is used to take sugar to your brain, your bloods, your muscle, your blood cells, your muscle, and to store fat. The problem is when insulin is released, your body cannot release what's also called glucagon. That's the fat burning hormone that we have. It cannot release the glucagon to burn fat. So no glucagon, you're not burning any of the fat. Your blood sugar is shooting up and down because you keep eating more sugar. Every time you're up, you go down, you want to eat more sugar. You're up, you go down, and your body just keeps releasing more and more insulin. And as your body's releasing this insulin, you are having more cravings, and your body's not burning any fat. So what's the third challenge? And the third challenge is what to do about it. This is the $1 million question, right? Because like you're on this roller coaster, it's all over the place. And sometimes it's just easier to reach for that sugary snack rather than deal with the problem or the changes or the stress that's causing us to reach for those sugary snacks. Your cravings are literally a messenger to help you step into your best self. Honestly, your cravings are that messenger. When you're craving sugary snacks, your body's asking for balance to be restored. Remember that wheel I showed you? Remember I showed you the contractive and the expansive side, and in the middle was that wheel, that balance? Your body wants to restore that balance. And so if you are thinking like you want to eat sugar, right? Then you're going to want to reach for maybe eat some protein, because and you'll see on that wheel, like you have protein that's on that side, that's on the balance side, right? Like, so if you reach for protein, that sugar craving will go away. If you are craving more of the contractive food, you would want to be reaching for like leafy greens. Like if you're craving salt, you want to be reaching for leafy greens. But this is all what we need to do. We need to restore. When your body starts craving and you're craving sugar, you need to restore balance, and you need to know that your body at that time is really needing protein to restore the balance and get rid of the craving. So instead of reaching for the sugar, you want to reach for the protein. And so all in all, the idea is for you to keep a balance in your diet. I mean, this gives that wheel, and that could contract the polarity of food, really gives a new context to eating a healthy, a balanced diet, right? Because now you know why. You know why you're craving that food. You've been so far off to the other side, whether it's in your activity or it's in the foods that you're eating. You've been so far off to the contractive side that now your body's saying, you know what, I need some bliss, and sugar will do it just fine because it's going to give you that quick high and you're going to feel good. But then again, like I said, you're going to be on the roller coaster. So what I'm planning on doing is I'm planning on making a video for you on 7 specific things that you can do to help maintain this balance. For that video, I'll be posting that later on this week to help you with kicking the sugar habit. You know what? And it's all in moderation, right? Everything's in moderation, including any changes that you're making. So as you're going through this process to help to kick the sugar habit, right? And now you know what the challenges are. You know why your body is reacting the way that it is, when you know you can't undo it down, so that you have, and hey, when I'm craving salt, maybe like these are the foods that I need to eat, right? Those leafy greens. When I'm craving sugar, I need to eat protein, boil some eggs, have some eggs, so that you're not constantly reaching and throwing yourself into that high, and then keep it balanced throughout the day. So give yourself grace, because there are many steps you can take. I'm going to give you 7 in the next video to help you be a little bit more mindful about the process and how to do this. But all in all, it's just really keeping a balance in everything you do, because along with kicking the sugar habit, that could be stressful too, because especially if you're used to eating a lot of sugar, and you're used to taking that roller coaster ride, you will sometimes that can stress you out. So give yourself grace. Go do it a little bit at a time. If that means that you reach for that protein and then have, maybe replace with something else other than, that donut, maybe you have a fruit instead of the donut, to satisfy that sweet tooth, then do that. And sometimes you're just going to want to have that little bit of a sugary snack. But now you will know, when you have that sugary snack, why after you eat it, you're still craving more. So knowledge is power, right? Like, so when you can be more well prepared to deal with how your body is reacting, and you can be more proactive in how you're going to deal with it. Stay tuned for the next video this week that I will be posting at the end of this week, with 7 tips on things that you can do to kick the sugar habit. But until next time, I am sending you love, light, and knowledge. Be good to yourself.